welcome to this 30-minute Yin Yoga class for serenity and peace. So it'll be a pretty chill class, just focusing on going inward and trying to tap into that natural sense of peace that we all have within us. So let's get started with a little bit of breath. We'll do some box breathing, which is where you inhale for a count of 4, you retain the breath at the top for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and then hold your breath at the bottom for a count of 4. So you can exhale all the air out now. Take an inhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath at the bottom, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the bottom, 2, 3, 4. And just do a couple more rounds of those at your own pace. Doing one last round. And then returning back to your regular breath whenever you're ready. We'll do a tiny bit of movement. We'll do some seated cat-cows. You can bring the hands to the knees. And as you inhale, begin to arch the spine forward, looking up toward you. And then round in the back as you exhale. And you can continue like that, or take any kind of fluid movement that feels good in the body. So maybe some circles, maybe a couple twists. Just listening to whatever you're needing today. And once you're finished with your movement, coming back to center, and we'll make our way into a couple of side stretches. So you can start to bring the left fingertips out beside you, walking them over towards the left. Reach that right arm up, and then reach that right arm over the right ear. And trying to kind of turn your chest up towards the sky if that feels good. And breathing into this right side body here. Keep breathing. Take one last breath here. And slowly making your way back to center. Pausing here at center for just a breath or two. And notice the difference between those two sides. Then we'll go to the other side now, this time walking the right fingertips out to the right side of you, reach that left arm up, and then start to draw that left arm over the left ear. And then drawing your chest a bit up towards the ceiling as you look out in front of you. And breathing into that left side body. And hopefully you can't hear some music playing in the background. I'm in an apartment, so it can be a little struggle sometimes, but hopefully I'm the only one who can hear that. And just continuing to breathe into this left side body. And you can always drop the chin down, looking down if that feels better on the neck. And taking one more breath here, and then slowly letting it go, coming back to center, and pausing at center for a couple breaths. And then we'll make our way onto our hands and knees to prepare for a melting heart pose. So you want to keep those knees and hips in line here. If you have a blanket, you can always place it underneath the knees for some padding. And looking in front of you, start to walk the hands towards the top of the mat, and then start to draw that chest downwards. So maybe the forehead touches the mat. Again, trying to keep knees and hips in line. Option to walk the hands a bit further, wider on the mat if you feel any tension, any tightness in those arms. And you can always rest the forearms on the mat as well if you want something a little more gentle. And try to breathe into that upper back, upper body. Remembering that deep breathing. And take one more deep breath here. And then staying low to the ground, beginning to slowly slide back into a child's pose, knees together, and then reaching those arms back out long behind you. Maybe here you want to rock the forehead a little side to side, which can feel really soothing. And let's just pause in some stillness for a few moments in this child's pose. And take one more breath in child's. And then again, stay low to the mat. Begin to slide forward onto your belly, and we'll slide into a Sphinx pose. So the forearms will be pressing down on the mat. And the gaze will be out slightly in front of you. A couple options here. If you have a block, you can grab it and then place it underneath that forehead. Makes it a little more gentle. If you just don't feel like doing this, you want something really, really gentle, you come down just onto your belly. Stack the hands on top of each other and then just rest the forehead on those hands. So you're still getting that slight elevation in the chest either way. So finding an option that works for you and then trying to remain still in whatever position you're in. And this can be intense sometimes, so trying to tap into that sense of serenity and peace as you hold in the pose. Imagine the breath going all the way up and down the spine. And let's take a couple more breaths here. And on your last breath, really gently coming all the way down onto your belly. Again, bringing those hands to stack on top of each other. And if you'd like, you can draw that right knee up in line with the right hip as a nice counter pose, just releasing that lower back a little bit, letting yourself surrender a little more into the earth, and just holding this again for a few moments. If you had that right knee up in line with the hip, beginning to slide the right leg back, and then slowly taking your time, pressing back up to hands and knees. You can take a little bit of movement, cat-cows here, if that feels good. And then return back to center, and we'll make our way into a deer pose. So you're going to draw that left shin up parallel with the top of the mat, and then the right shin is going to come parallel kind of long ways with the mat. So you have these two kind of right angle, triangle like shapes here. And you want to turn your body to really be facing front. This is a great place to grab a block if you have one and place it in front of you for the forehead. And whenever you're ready, start to fold forward over that left shin. Maybe the forehead touches a block or the mat. And settling in. This is a really relaxing pose. Nice gentle opening for the hips. Maybe closing your eyes here. Again, tapping into that sense of peace that is within all of us. I'll take a few more breaths here. I feel like this is one that you kind of just want to stay in forever. Take one more deep breath. And then slowly start to press back up onto the hands. And we'll make our way right into the other side, just leaning back a little bit. Maybe you want to kind of stretch the legs out in front just for a second, shake them out. And then whenever you're ready, this time you'll bring the right shin parallel with the top of the mat, and then that left shin is going to be sliding down the left side of the mat. Bring that body to really face forward, and then start to fold forward over that right leg. Maybe forehead comes to a block or down to the mat. And again, surrendering here, sinking towards the earth. And taking one more breath here. And really slowly starting to press back up. You can remove the block if you're using it. And then we'll bring those legs out long. You can shake the legs out a little bit. And maybe you want to take some windshield wipers from side to side. And then we'll come all the way down onto our backs whenever you're ready. And let's just pause here on our backs. Not in Shavasana quite yet, but just pausing and noticing how the body is feeling. Take one more breath here. And start to draw the knees into the chest, maybe rocking a little side to side. And returning back to center. And we'll come into an eagle leg twist. So you can wrap the right leg underneath the left. You can do a double wrap here where the ankles are wrapped as well. Shift the hips a little over to the left, and then let those knees drop over to the right. If the eagle twist doesn't feel good, you can just come into a regular double leg twist with the knees stacked on top of each other. No pressure, no pressure to go for that eagle twist. And wherever you're at, just imagining the breath traveling up and down the spine. Take one more breath here. And slowly draw the knees back into the chest, unraveling them if they were in that eagle-like shape. And then hugging the knees into the chest before we move into the other side. And if you want to go for that eagle twist on the other side, this time wrapping the right leg over the left, option to wrap those ankles as well. Shift the hips a little over to the right, and then let the knees drop over to the left, and reach that right arm out into a T shape or cactus. Option again to just go for a regular double leg twist. That's great as well. And no worries if it's different from the other side. Each side is different. So just listening to what feels right in your body. And take one more breath here. If you had your legs wrapped in that eagle twist, beginning to unwrap them. And drawing the knees back into center. And from here, taking any final poses, any final movement your body is needing before we head into Savasana with the legs out long. Option today, instead of Shavasana, if you want to take a fetal position with the knees kind of into the chest and just rolling onto one side, that is a great option as well. So either going for that fetal position or extending the legs out long on the mat, letting the arms drape out to the sides. And coming into Shavasana, your final resting pose. And if you have time, I encourage you to stay in this Shavasana for as long as you like. If you have to go, let's take one last breath, exhaling all the air out now. Taking a deep inhale through the nose, and then a big sigh out the mouth. And thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you're feeling a bit more serene, a bit more peaceful as you go about the rest of your day. And if you'd like to see more Yin Yoga classes like this, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again next time.